Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of Stella, Sora. And I think the last part that we did was the event with Otaha, I think? Right? Oh no, I was wrong. We did a Nova Time story, I think, featuring our favorite rock band girl. And now we're moving on to a new story, which is going to be featuring Chitose. Chapter 7 of the main story. So we're going to bang that out because we have another limited event story coming up on the 13th, so I gotta get this out of the way. So let us head in and see what Chitose is up to. The price of the star. But this is most likely gonna take two, maybe 3 videos, depending on how long it's gonna take. So let's do it. Who's this? Mercurio. Thank you for choosing us. This is Mercurio, manager of the Flave division of Omnisky Aegis. What the hell's that? Going by the questionnaire you filled out, looks like you're in the market for a high-value life insurance policy. Huh. Insurance agency? Oh, slipped your mind? Not to worry, we just launched a new package, perfectly suited for a lady of your standing. It's not just a peace of mind, it's a safety net for those unpredictable little emergencies life tends to throw at us. We stand by this product with absolute confidence. Frankly, it's our top recommendation for an executive of your caliber. Oh, she's mad. You have concerns about our business practices? No, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. Sure, I have today's Scarlet Night sites right here. Front page. Ah, yes. Reporting the banquet from 3 days ago. I understand your worries, ma'am. Truly, but please trust your reputation. Omnisky Aegis holds a genuine seal of grace. We would never lend our names to bandits like the Desert Scorpion. We were victims of identity theft, just like anyone else. In fact, if you think about it, the incident only proves that our coverage really does protect clients in times of unpredicted crisis. That promise has been battle-tested now, wouldn't you say? Check the report. Every single person at that event who held an Omnisky policy walked away unharmed. We suspect that since the bandits were disguising as our employees, they avoid harming our clients to maintain their cover. Exactly. Until the Imperial Guard confirms that every last Desert Scorpion has fled fillet, being an Omnisky client is practically a form of immunity in itself. Ooh. Thank you for all your trust. I'll send you my assistant for this this afternoon to finalize things. Okay. Yes. Look forward to serving you. Number 17. Head to Grace Imperium this afternoon and close a deal with Miss Mary. Put her down for 10 years on health coverage and 50 on life. Yes, ma'am. Drawing up the paperwork now. We called her hours ago, and she hung up the second she heard Omnisky. Can't believe you actually landed her. Manager, you really are a master of your craft. 2 days in, you've completed from the tables. Before you showed up, I was sure HQ was going to shut down the filet branch. Guess this is what a real pro looks like. You guys don't look like salespeople to me. Please, teach us your secrets. Honestly, getting slammed with rejection after rejection is starting to crush my soul. Fair enough. Let me ask you this. What do you think you're actually selling here? What are we selling? Well, insurance, obviously. Like that health plan you just pitched. It covers the client's medical bills. And life insurance pays out a benefit to a beneficiary if the client dies before a certain age. Uh-oh. That's not selling. That is reciting a manual. Did you learn anything during orientation? Well, there really wasn't an orientation. The last manager hired us and immediately got fired over that whole banquet disaster. You have to help us, manager. Alright. Nope. Take the sword. Now, sell it to me. Sell a sword? Okay. This is a really sharp blade. It's so sharp it can carve through armor like butter. That's a fail. I work a desk job. Why would I need to hack an armored knights? Besides, it's a false claim. If I asked you to sell me armor next, would you tell me it blocks every weapon in existence? Of course not. Forget it. Go back to work. But make sure you're packing something for self-defense when hanging on to the field. Self-defense? Have you not heard? The front page of the Scarlet Knights says the Imperial Guard isn't sure if there are still desert scorpions hiding in the city. And if they want to disguise themselves as Omnisky staff again, where do you think they'd get the uniforms? You mean the desert scorpions might jump us to steal uniforms? I don't want to put it past them. Hey, I was one pitching the sword. Hands off! Excuse me? Manager was talking to me. It should be mine. Aren't you already lugging around a giant hammer? You can never have too many weapons. That's true. Wait, Manager was just trying to sell the sword to you. That whole bit about the bandits. That was actually an exaggeration, wasn't it, Manager? Number 18, you're quick. There might be hope for you yet. Huh? Sales 101, identify the client's need. A sharp blade is meaningless if it doesn't fit anyone's needs. But the moment a need arises, even a generic piece of steel becomes something people will fight over. The second you realize you might get attacked by desert scorpions, you didn't just want a sword, you wanted the safety it represents. But to be honest, none of you actually want to have to use it, do you? Of course not. I just want to stay alive. Who'd want to run into a desert scorpion and get into a knife fight? So, get it now? Selling insurance is no different from selling the sword. It offers peace of mind, but it's the one product the customer hopes they never have to use. In a sense, but what we're really selling is security. True, desert scorpions infiltrating our banquet 3 days ago was a PR nightmare. But spin it right, and even that disaster becomes a selling point. It proves that we can offer the security they need. Are we clear? God damn. You're actually pretty smart. Crystal! Dismissed. God damn. She knows what she knows. She's very shrewd. Knows what she's doing. Finally some quiet. How did the mass magic dig these people up? Brains like gravel, a lot of them. Still, they're cheap and energetic. I'll ship them to HQ for training. Might find a diamond in the rough. Speaking of HQ, I'm due for an check-in. Operator, patch you through Gemini? Gemini. Who's this? Mercurio! It took you long enough. How's the cleanup going in Filet? Madam the CEO, thanks to sales, we have a stable client base. We've also signed 3 high-profile executives in the past 2 days. It should open doors to lucrative new networks. Not bad. While every other branch is tanking for the bad press, you swoop in and actually boost the numbers. Oh, I can picture the twisted looks on the senators' faces. It's gonna be a treat. Let's not forget that 10 days ago, I formally proposed we attend Ferenza's banquet. Like it or not, she's the one running Filet now. The Senate shut it down so as to not upset United Harvest HQ. That refusal was exactly what allowed the Desert Scorpions to slip in, disguised as our staff. Furthermore, I've confirmed that the impersonation plot was orchestrated by a United Harvest executive gunning for Ferenza's job. They certainly weren't worried about damaging relations with us. I've compiled the full report details into a new report. A trucker is already en route to Gemini with it. Gemini. My foolish little sister. You know that cold abrasive attitude is exactly why you've been stuck in middle management all these years, right? And you, my naive big sister, the Senate didn't give you that chair for your brains. They put you there because you're a pushover. Perfect rubber stamp. Maybe I am a rubber stamp, but isn't it your job to add value to worthless things? Speaking of work, how are you boosting sales in this mess? Public opinion is eating us alive with these rumors about colluding with the Desert Scorpions. The Desert Scorpion is the biggest bandit syndicate in the Northwest. Is it really such a bad thing for an insurance company to have a dangerous reputation? Who do you think fed Scarlet Knight's little stories? I personally sat down with half a dozen witches this week. We should launch new security and property packages in the western region immediately. Fear sells, and people eat up whatever we offer for months. Wait, you leaked that? Won't this drag our day through the mud even more? The scan of this big runs with or without us. By flooding it with interviews, we control the narrative and spin it to our advantage. Ruthlessly exploiting our own scandal, even for the good of the company. You really are a terrifying kid. Anyway, good news. Since the Senate completely misread the room at the fillet banquet, those old fossils are finally loosening their grip. You have full access to company resources now. The only condition is to fix this mess with the desert scorpions impersonating our staff. Rest easy, I've got a plan. Mercurio's finger slides across the screen, stopping on a Scarlet Knight's headline. Best way to bury bad news is to create an even bigger one. Oh, great. That's never good news. I can't tell if she's an ally, or she's just a very shrewd businessman or an enemy. Or businesswoman, I should say, excuse me. Early bidding opens for the Filet Monolith usage rights? This is huge! What you reading, Iris? Monolith usage rights? What does that even mean? You know how there are city monoliths managed by companies? Because besides the wild ones we usually climb. Yeah, only company employees or hired truckers get to touch those. Freelancers like us are stuck with the wild ones out in the boonies. Technically, we are employees of Boss Accord. Oh, right! Hey Iris, does that mean we can climb the city monoliths now? Of course not! We don't have usage rights from the Grace Imperium. We certainly haven't purchased any climbing permit from our licensed company. Rights, permits, it's all gibberish to me. Listen, monoliths are divine gifts for the Novians. The Grace Imperium manages all monoliths on behalf of the God of Grace. They lease the city ones to companies which require specific clearance to enter. Being an employee alone isn't a free pass. The Grace Imperium, the shop that sells soul stones, are they really that big a deal? They aren't just a shop, they're a massive conglomerate controlling the magical energy supply for all of Nova. Since they hold the keys, they sell usage rights to companies, usually in 10-year contracts. But after Darcy's stunt here in Filet, the Grace Imperium doubts they need a harvest to manage the branch, so they're auctioning the next 10-year contract early. That auction process is what they call a tender. Make it sound so complicated. Basically, whoever throws the most ore at them wins, right? Not just money, there are conditions. Anyway, that's big company business. Small-time truckers like us wouldn't even be allowed in the building. That isn't entirely true, Iris. A familiar click of heels approaches the door as a cool, composed voice interrupts the conversation. United Harvest's Filet branch must win this bid. To do that, we need to rely on the boss's wisdom. Welcome back, friends. Boss, everyone, thank you for holding down the fort while I was gone. Perfect timing. I don't know the details yet, but this bidding war sounds like a headache. I have a fair idea of the situation. Leave it to me, boss. In the meantime, I brought a guest. Who's it? Who's that? Who are you? Oh, it's the oh, I recognize you. You're from the, I think she was Francis' boss. Boss, I've heard so much about you. It is an honor. I am Matilda, Grand Inspector of the United Harvest. That's right. She wanted to meet the boss during the banquet. I remember that. I apologize for the sudden intrusion, but I must ask. Would you be willing to lend us a hand? Matilda and I sat opposite of each other on the office sofas, leaving the executive seat empty. Good and Grand Inspector Matilda, thanks for uncovering the mastermind behind the banquet attack, and for making the trip to Filet. I know how tired you must be. I'm happy to help if I can. But you mentioned United Harvest? Honestly, I doubt someone like me has much to offer to a company that size. I meant what I said. As it stands, United Harvest needs your power, the power you possess. But before I explain, I'd like you to hear a story. Are you familiar with the name Samuel? Rings a bell. I definitely heard it before somewhere. Trucker's house. On the wall. The old man with the white beard. Oh, he's the legendary trucker who conquered a dozen wild monoliths. They say he's the reason there aren't any uncharted monoliths left in Nova. Precisely. 60 years ago, discovering the very last uncharted monolith, he finally returned home to Filet. Filet was a quiet farming town back then, though it had a local monolith. monolith only yielded mediocre artifacts. No company even bothered bidding for the rights to use it. Samuel sank his life savings into it and took out a massive loan from Deep Sea Finance. He used a shell company to secure a 10-year lease through an old Trekker contract. The folks thought he lost it. Why trade a peaceful retirement for a worthless monolith? But Samuel surprised everyone. He braved the monolith alone and brought back artifacts no one had ever seen and didn't even know how to use. After demonstration, they finally understood. They were seed chambers, automated harvesters, and powder that helps crop thrive. With those artifacts, Samuel grew the finest wheat and vegetables in Filet. Then he simply gave those superior seeds to the local farmers. He organized a fair price system so farmers wouldn't undercut each other during a surplus, and no one would starve during a bad harvest. Slowly, food shortages gradually eased in cities around Filet. 10 years later, he founded United Harvest using the steel grace he'd been saving. Soon, affordable grains and produce were flowing down the river to every neighboring city. The grain trade built Filet, turning a tiny settlement into the city you see today. Wait, you mean legendary Samuel founded United Harvest? That can't be right. Everything I've read says it started New Aurelian, bankrolled by a bunch of fruit merchants. History is cruel. Such a monumental legacy quietly swept under the rug. Nix, Ferenz, you both work for United Harvest. You must know Samuel's name. Yeah, actually, almost all United Harvest employees know about him. But the official story is, he was a terrible manager who nearly bankrupted the company. Supposedly, the business only took off after the New Aurelian merchants bailed him out, transforming United Harvest into a corporate giant. The Center certainly works hard when it comes to revising the history. Samuel founded United Harvest with a single vision: affordable, quality bread for every person in Nova. He poured his profits straight back into the land, expanding fields, building greenhouses, and improving seeds and irrigation. But Ferenz is entirely wrong. 5 years in, unprecedented storms hit Filet. That year went down as one of the worst harvests in history. The company's finances tanked. To save the farms and his workers, Samuel sold his shares to the New Aurelian merchants and moved the headquarters there. Flushed with new cash, United Harvest spread its farms and storefronts to every city. And better yet, their food was cheap and top tier. Eventually, people stopped buying from anyone else. A natural market shift, I suppose. Are we talking about the same company? It doesn't sound like the United Harvest we know at all. Yeah, that business model sounds a lot like, well, the ideal version of the company Ferenz has been fighting for. Undercut the market using deep pockets to end the supply. Sure, customers win at first. Once they're the only option left on the shelf. The story isn't over yet. Fast forward 30 years, United Harvest had become the largest grain and food supplier in all of Nova. The Sun decided it was time to reap the harvest. Only they weren't after wheat, they wanted Dora. United Harvest gutted their product lines. No margin goods were axed, while top sellers saw their production costs slashed and retail prices hiked. But wouldn't that ruin the flavor? They'd lose their customer base. Wait, no. They still were bustling shops in every city. Unless... Precisely what you're thinking. Wait, what? Am I the one who lost here? Boss, you know what they were talking about? The food industry demands massive long-term investment for thin margins. By the time United Harvest started hiking prices, they had a 30-year head start. No ordinary farm could ever compete with roots that deep. Once they secured a monopoly, they could inflate the prices unsupervised. People had no choice but to buy from them. Spot on. That is the reality of their monopoly. People have to eat. As long as the bread is entirely inedible, they'll keep buying it. Eventually, they'd even get used to the taste. Tell me, my brilliant boss, what do you make of United Harvest's success story? It's boring. Spare me the corporate whitewashing. Blinded by greed. They'll rob from the inside out eventually. Nobody meant any harm, yet everyone will end up losing. Corporate whitewashing. Let's go for this one. Grand Inspector looked at one crucial detail: the Seal of Grace. Sure, United Harvest expanded through massive production and deep pockets, but you're the only agricultural firm in Nova holding a Seal of Grace. Correct. A Seal of Grace lets you raise an army. but not every company chooses to do so. Why would United Harvest, a food company, command a formidable private legion? Surely that isn't just for show. No. It must be because there are external forces standing in opposition to the company. Probably more than just a couple. Meanwhile, your internal issues were boiling over. That assassination attempt at the banquet proves it. You hit the mark. Without Samuel's guidance, United Harvest has been morphing into a monster of the decades. A greedy monster whose only concern is the door in its own pockets. The Senate fractured into warring factions. Nobody cares about the company's future anymore. Anyone who did was devoured by the rest long ago. They don't even bother checking if the soldiers' wages were paid on time. They have no idea what they're sitting on a massive powder keg. So that's the mess you're dealing with. Honestly, I'm even more certain now that there is not much I can do to help a giant like the United Harvest. My guild's of companies, and so is the United Harvest. Under the seal of the graces of authority, we stand on equal footing. No one outranks anyone here. The only real difference is that we're trekkers. But I don't see how our time in the field can be much help when it comes to running a corporate empire. People rarely see their own worth. It seems like you haven't realized the true nature of the power you hold. This may sound odd, but it's proof. Gibel Correggio, the senator who orchestrated your assassination attempt, is already in custody. Oh, that was him? You caught him? You just arrived in filet. How'd you even pull that off so fast? We have boss to thank for that. Just a moment ago. What happened? Good day, Grand Inspector Matilda. I've been inspecting you. Coulson? I thought you and your people were supposed to be retreating to report Goldfinch. That was the plan, but en route I received a transmission from the Senate. They give me a temporary mandate to represent the company at the monolith bidding here in Filet. Sounds like they really trust you. Give it a few years, you might be the talk of the Senate. You flatter me. A clinging to power after defeat is hardly elegant. Once I return, I intend to resign my seat and focus on rebuilding the Legion. Rebuilding the Legion? Are you sure? You've always obsessed over elegance, and life in the barracks is anything but. If our military were truly elegant, we wouldn't have suffered such a humiliating defeat over unpaid wages. The whole thing was a total farce. Fair point. Let me make you a promise then. To help you regain that elegance, the compliance department will give you our full support. I appreciate it, but the main reason I waited out was to hand this individual over to you. Gibble Correggio? You traitor! You handing me over to the compliance? My friends in New Aurelian will have your head for this, Kassan. Friends in New Aurelian, huh? Good to know. We'll just round them up right along with you. Matilda? What are you doing here? One more thing. Please tell the boss and Lady Friends that with you away from New Aurelian, the Senate is moving fast. They're tabling an emergency motion today to shut down the Filet branch. What are you thinking? If that branch closes, food supply will drop by 10%. That's not just a shortage, it's a continental crisis. They can't skim off the top of Filet, so they lose nothing killing it. Plus, they'll make a fortune holding the rest. Typical and elegant behavior, would you say, Grand Inspector? But the Senate backed Gibble. He was handpicked by them to run the Filet branch next. Gibble, you orchestrated an assassination while under the Senate's wing. This is a slap to their face. Are you planning to cross the New Aurelian merchants? That isn't the point, Grand Inspector. This is about what's elegant. Dragging everyone down for his own petty ambition? It's pathetic. Besides, their main force only survived that massacre because the boss commanded those intelligent plans with such undeniable elegance. It's only right. When the boss shows such consideration, we must respond with equal elegance. Understood. Oh, God. You ever get that feeling in the back of your throat where there's something stuck in there? And when you finally get it to go down, it kind of makes you, I don't know how to describe it. Like, shake your head like it feels awful, like you want to throw up. Oh god, I finally got to go down. Shit. Ugh. Understood. You put a lot of faith in the boss, so make sure she knows. Just look at the people you won over. Kassan, who fought you, the Goodwin assassin who targeted you. Friends and Nix, who absolutely trust absolutely no one. Even Darcia holds you in high regard. Boss, you possess something United Harvest lost long ago. The power to earn people's trust. Please, help us. Let's save the fillet branch and keep Samuel's dream alive. I was going to do that anyway. Friends is my ally, and I have friends to fillet. But more importantly, food is a necessity. Even 1% storage can drive the prices up until they're high enough that 1% of the population is starved. I can't just stand by and let that happen. My first part now is figuring out how to halt the sentence of resolution. Give me a strategy. Honestly, I'm stuck. If I were New Aurelian, I could stop them. But they knew that and waited for me to leave before striking. I'm in Filet now, and which is hell, but I can't get back to New Aurelian in time. Senate has me in checkmate. That's why I'm turning to you. It's not a checkmate yet. If you can make it to this meeting, you can turn the tide, correct? Don't worry, I have a very reliable friend over at New Aurelian. Is it Chitose? Oh, I got a battle phase. Very odd place to have a... Oh, what are these guys doing? Very odd place for a battle phase.
魔王さん、どうしたの？定時連絡は今夜のはずよね。楓と舞の2人なら先に行ったわ。冬香に護衛を頼んでいるから問題ないはずよ。事情はよくわからないけど、ここは私とナズナで何とかするから安心して。
What the hell are these guys doing in New Aurelian? Why do you find the city guard? I don't understand.
Natsuka, 今度魔王さんから連絡来たら私が話していい？え？どうして？だって魔王さんと話してる時のNatsuka、なんかいつもと声のトーンが違ったり、ニヤニヤしたり、見てるこっちが恥ずかしくなるもん。そんなことは。また帝国護衛隊だ。Natsuka、冬香たちのためにもここで時間を稼がなきゃ。そこ、食らいなさい。風の守護。
killed him.
いつもと違う。どうしよう。魔王さんに変だって思われていないかしら。ところでナズナ、魔王さんと話してる時の私ってどんな感じなの？どんな感じ？今日も魔王さんと話せてなっちゃん超ハッピーみたいな。
うん。
それならそうともっと早く言いなさいよ。もう。
We all know she has a thing for the boss. That's pretty damn obvious.
びっくりさせてやるんだから。それ。
She's obsessed with the boss. Well, I don't know if she's a thing, but she's obsessed with the boss. That's quite clear. This guy like stuck. This guy's like stuck. He was like going anywhere.
余裕余裕。
Alright. Filet is a worthless plot of dirt. 6 years ago, the Filet branch botched a wish. The Grace Imperium was barred them from the city's mall ever since. 4 years ago, Giotto de Felcho's embezzlement bled headquarters dry. And last month, Thorsius staged a coup. It failed, yes. But it cost us 3 legions and shattered public trust in Union Harvest. All that in a mere 6 years. It's outrageous. And the Filet branch has been in the red for 6 straight years, too. They're dead weight. Why? Why is someone out of Filet a complete disaster? The answer is obvious. The soil itself was poisoned. And that rioting was infected the minds of everyone living there. There was absolutely no reason to keep the branch. Fire the staff, sell off the land and the artifacts, cut them loose, and we'll turn the profit this year. Gentlemen, it's time to act. I formally move to shut down the Filet branch with immediate effect. All in favor, step to the right. Move! Mizuka, what's your status? United Harvest saw us coming. The Senate is packed with soldiers. They even bought off Imperial guards for backup. I just hit my knee on my desk. Oh, fuck me, it hurts. Who cares about numbers? We got that monolith blessing yesterday. These guys are toast. Pew! Blew the shield clean off. Nazuna, you save your arrows. We need to breach the Senate and stop that vote. Yeah. While you're busy making eyes at boss, I've already raided Fuyuka. I was not doing that. I was briefing boss on critical. Nezuko, heads up. Oh. Captain, we gotta breach the rear. Hold the line. Steve, keep your eyes on those 2 trekkers. Our orders are keep the rats out of the Senate. How are 2 trekkers pinning down my entire squad? What's going on? Captain! What now? Oh. Who are you? I'm sorry, it was an accident. Got whipped. Nezuka-senpai, over here! Is everyone alright? Any injuries? We're fine. Since you and Naza kept them busy, we slipped right past those nights without a hitch. Those idiots were so fixated on us, they let their backs wide open. Damage like that wouldn't last a day in the wilds. No, this can't be happening. Mina, what's wrong? Senate doors are locked. Hey, is anyone in there? We're the representatives from the Filet branch. Open up! Look at the Senate's dead set and stalling. Ryuka, give that door a proper greeting. Don't hold back. You mean I full string? Are you sure about this? Mina has every right to be in that room. Besides, I got a special guest who needs to make that entrance. I've got 2/3 majority, but at the end of the day, the Filet branch will be history. And our straw buyers are for the payout. Are they ready? Yes, we've secured a few reliable merchants to act as fronts. The last snap of Filet's lands and artifacts for a pittance. Still, word is from outside, truckers have escorted the Filet representative all the way here. Don't sweat it, the CEO's on our side. She'd love to see the Filet branch faction uprooted. Bet she won't lift a finger to stop us. Technically, the only one with the rank and nerve to oppose us is the Grand Inspector Matilda. Too bad for her, we sent her on a fool's errand to Port Goldfinch. There's no way she makes it back in time. I've even had an inner-city comms blacked out. Remoting into the meeting goes out of the question. Besides, a few measly truckers are good in passing the Imperial Guard. The majority is clear. It's time to make the motion official, don't you think? With 2/3 of the Senate in favor, I hereby declare the Filet branch... Oop. Was that an explosion? The door is smashed open. That's impossible. Not even a giant monster can breach those doors. Forget the doors. Speaker, declare the motion passed. What's going on? Hold it. I am exercising my veto power on this resolution. Grand Inspector Matilda? How? Shouldn't she be out of New Aurelian by now? Blocks the Senate and the Senate hold up a phone. I will repeat myself. I am vetoing this resolution. Don't panic. The voice is coming from the trucker's phone. It might be a recording. Who's whispering? Do you think this is pre-recorded? Is that you, Obart? Grand Inspector, sure you didn't crash the Senate in this fashion. Sora just used their veto. My veto is explicitly written in the company charter. Do you have a problem with that? Of course not. I checked my device. Interstate comms and New Aurelian are still blocked, which means she's already back within the New Aurelian monolith or coverage. How did she return from Port Goldfinch? Wait, well, she never left New Aurelian. What if this was a trap to lure us out? And her real goal is... Yes, that's it. She plans to raid our offices while we were stuck in this meeting. Damn it. Forget the motion. We need to head back now. Sin is an absolute mess right now. They serve the Internet City Lions and New Aurelian to keep me out of the meeting. Phones are under different monoliths can't connect without an operator bridging the signal. None of them realized I was actually dialing in from Filet. Ultimately, the paranoia ate them alive. Matilda's going to raid our offices while we're stuck here. They handed me the perfect alibi for my absence on a silver platter. You flushed them out deliberately. Having them abandon that room worked in my favor. Which proves coming to you for help was the right call. I admire your competence. On that note, could I ask for one more favor? Matilda takes a file from Nix and solemnly hands it over. This represents a 41% stake in the Filet branch. 41%? Well, tell me you expect me to buy this off you. I do. That was the plan all along. Samuel held these shares 45 years ago. He sold a stake in United Harvest, but kept a piece of the Filet branch. Those of us left over from the old guard inherited this 41% directly from him. Headquarters holds 49%, even the final 10% to the Senate representative of the Filet branch. If that representative aligns with our faction, we secure 51% majority and take control of the branch. But if they side the headquarters, HQ commands 59%, and the branch becomes their puppet. Shares Samuel kept versus those allocated to the senators. It's too deliberate. Almost like he saw this coming. Like he wanted to forge the city into a crucible, forcing both sides to clash and challenge each other. Sharp as ever, boss. You hit the mark perfectly. Even so, the New Aurelian faction has held the Senate majority for 45 years. The Speaker's role always goes to headquarters appointee. It's kept our faction backed into a corner, but we can't afford a clean break. If food production crashes, the food will starve. People will starve. Food will starve? The people will starve. We had to swallow our grave and accept the status quo, but your arrival changes the game. I wouldn't say that. One turn the tides here is Mina, your branch representative. I don't know about her politics, but I do know that she wants the company to produce better food, and I back that. Her raw conviction is just what's like Samuel when he founded the United Harvest. Setting that aside, even if you wanted to buy those shares, the capital is a massive hurdle. I hate admitting this, but I'd rather carry more cash than the allowance Iris gives me. Speaking of, Iris, what's our current bank balance? 51,001 Dora. As you see, Bosscore isn't exactly flush with cash. But Zelda, what's the actual market value of those shares? The current rates? Roughly 50 billion Dora. Yeesh! 50 billion Dora? 50 billion! Do you know how many zeros that is? It's a lot of zeros. Iris, short-circuited. Yeah, 50 billion is astronomical. We can't afford that. Honestly, I can't even process a number that high. You don't need to worry about the upfront cost. Boss, have you heard of the Grace Imperium open bidding for the monolith? Yeah, the auction decided who gets the operating rights to the filet monolith for the next decade. Correct, but we are only a branch office. Without authorization from a parent company holding the seal of grace, we can't even enter the bid. And given the new Aurelian faction stunts, recent stunts, they never sign off on our request. If we lose access to the filet monolith, whoever wins the bid will use the artifacts to produce to crush us. What do you need from me? I'll discount these shares down to 30 billion Dora. A 99-year payment plan with one door down payment. There's one condition. To get us into that auction, I need you to use your Seal of Grace and sponsor us. I need your backing. Even then, that's roughly 300 million Dora a year. Don't you think it's a bit steep for a company with exactly 51,001 Dora in the bank? I get that your branch needs an official endorsement, but I need a better reason to take on that kind of financial risk. Bosscore isn't a one-person show. I have my crew to think about. Understand. I was hoping to avoid playing the sympathy card. Samuel was my grandfather. His absurd, impossible dream. It's mine, too. Oh, boy. Oh, gotta go with the sympathy card. That never fails, most cases. Oh, boy. 5 days later. Boss, here's the equity transfer contract for the United Harvest Filet branch. 41% of the greenhouses, buildings, and fields out there now belong to Bosscore. Should I start calling you Big Boss now, boss? Call me whatever you want. Sounds the same to me anyway. Alright, boss wants to keep the status quo. What do you do about the Filet branch title? Technically, we're a joint venture now. Any thoughts on a new name, boss? New name. Let's drop branch. Let's go with United Harvest Filet. Huh? No Boss Accord in the title? Normally a merge like this goes by United Harvest and Boss Accord Filet joint venture, or a compound name like Boss Harvest. That's not necessary. Boss Accord's better to keep a low profile for now. Besides, a major rebrand might disrupt our operations, and updating signage just costs way too much. Dropping branch is the cheapest fix. Always watching the bottom line. Sounds like a true boss. Speaks like a true boss. It's not purely about saving money. Back then. Boss, here's my wish. Join me. Let's change into Harvest together. You wish for us to change into Harvest together. Anyway, here in Nova, every Seal of Grace comes with the franchise patent. I assume United Harvest's patent has something to do with food. Correct, United Harvest holds a black castle piece, and the patent covers food, specifically bulk grain trading. They're not concerned with family farms and independent bakeries, but if anyone tries to run a large-scale agricultural operation, the company steps in. To fix United Harvest, we had to do it from the inside. The HQ is still holding 49% of the United Harvest Filet. Total independence isn't happening. But with Bosscore backing you, they just can't do whatever they want anymore. Once your model proves profitable while also helping the customers, other branches, maybe even HQ, will rethink their approach. Trust me, keep your guys on the goal and give it everything you got. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but what's your angle? You took on 30 billion on a 30 billion debt for those shares. Now you're bidding. Sure, it's a joint venture, but doesn't Bosscord shoulder all the risk? If we pull this off, we earn the trust of both you and the good inspector. For Bosscord's future, that kind of leverage is priceless. You're actually serious? Well, you're on the hook for all our nightingales and child rations. Plus, the sooner I grant your wish, the sooner I get to officially collect that soul of yours. You're something else, boss. Hate to admit it, but I'm starting to see why Darcy was so obsessed with you. The first monolith bidding session kicks off at 2 p.m. I'll double check our paperwork and pick you up in an hour. Get some rest. That'll do. See ya. Phew. Can't fight on an empty stomach. Should go track down Noe and the others for a bite. Iris sees a stock transfer contract and realizes we put 30 billion of debt on the book. She's going to pass out. Apologies for the interruption, Tyrant. I have important news. Huh? Well, World's Tyrant Development System has initiated a new objective. Your second mission is to acquire a monolith. How thoughtful this system. Its missions will always align perfectly with my current plans. Not quite, Tyrant. The objective and the release times were predetermined. As to the uncanny coincidence, I suspect the mission designer possessed a gift for prophecy. I don't care about the coincidence. I do want to confirm something else. Complete this mission grants me new powers and higher authority in the system, right? Correct. Understood. I'll get it done. Tyrant, I'm detecting a shift in your attitude toward the system and its missions. Anomaly detected. My system indicates you're experiencing confusion. If someone doesn't understand human feelings, you're surprisingly sensitive to my moods. Hold my phone up. The chest piece in the lanyard catches the sunlight. It's hard not to change after everything we've been through lately. Even though I cannot stand by your side, please remember, every other company in this world is your enemy. Holding the seal grants immense power, but wielding it when I can barely protect myself, it's like a painting a massive target on my back. I've only survived this long on pure luck. From Darcy's twisted loyalty, running into a highly unusual assassin like Otsuha at the banquet, the White Room, and my friends backing me up, we scrape by one crisis after another. That can't continue. If I want to protect myself and my crew, I need actual powers and resources. Vida, this is what the system wants me to realize, isn't it? It is correct, Tyrant. But please remember, the system is meant to safeguard your journey, not control your fate. Its ultimate purpose doesn't matter. I decide where this journey takes me. You're one step closer to becoming the true Tyrant. I shall take my leave. One day you will reclaim your rightful throne. Ooh. Boss, you made it! Your cute little clerk, Basilina, has been waiting ages for you. Oh, hey, Basilina, it's been a while. Wait, when did you get the fillet? The bigwigs of the Grace Imperium are completely swamped with the monolith bidding. They sent me over as backup. Oh, I was actually at the banquet earlier, too. Oh, right, there's someone I want you to meet. This is my senior from the purchasing department, Laru. Hey there, I'm Laru. I'm vetting the bidding qualifications for other companies this time around. So, if you're the boss, that makes you the rep for Bossaccord. And the United Harvest is using your Steel Grace for this bid, right? Yep, as a shareholder, Bossaccord is fully backing the United Harvest Fillets bid. Oh, a joint venture jumping into the bidding war. You guys must have a lot of free time. Anyway, good luck with that. Straight down to business. She's a serious one. Right this way, boss. Lady friends. I'll show you to the lounge. Oh. I know those faces. Whoa, it's packed here. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces from the banquet. Looks like the Grace Imperium called this monolith bid on short notice, taking advantage of all the company reps already being in fillet and snooped in on the Darcy incident. Otherwise, rounding all these people would have taken a month at least. If that's true, then there might be an ulterior motive behind this whole bid. Who wouldn't be the first time the Grace Imperium pulled into something like this? Sit tight and rest up. I'm gonna track down some contacts from their companies and see what I can dig up. I'm counting on you. Ah, free drink and snack. Nice touch. These fries aren't bad. Why is it nothing but fries? Hold on. Why is every snack bowl filled with fries? I know, right? Oh, of course, it's Laru. I should have known. God damn it, Laru. Oh, hey, Laru. Yeah, they're authentic. Taste identical to the ones wished for the monolith. See, Vaseline, even the boss appreciates my fries. That doesn't excuse filling every single bowl with the same snack. What do you mean the same? Look, sea salt, barbecue, cheese. Back me up, boss. Well, the flavors are different. I knew it. You get me, and you get fries. Here, try this batch. Spirit of brutality flavor. I don't know what that flavor. I don't think I want what that flavor tastes like. And then feels like getting punched in the face by a fry. The kick is unbelievable. Weren't you acting completely normal a minute ago? What's the sudden fries fanaticism? Lara, I have important business to discuss with boss. Could you take your fries and wait for us over there? You got it. And for the record, Bastian explicitly told me to eat fries while I wait. This isn't slacking off. Catch you later, boss. Oh boy. Thanks for the save, Bastelina. I was about to get force-fed the entire range of fries. She means well. She's just incredibly passionate about fries. Seeing you enjoy her spread probably made her day. Can't say I entirely get it, but the fries obsession is loud and clear. Anyway, what was this important business? Oh, that's just a little white lie to rescue a VIP client. Let her keep going and she talked right through the monolith bidding. VIP client? Me? Of course, you emptied your security safe, but I still manage it. That makes you a VIP to your favorite clerk. And as a clerk perk, or client perk, allow me to offer you some special services. Won't take up much of your time. Step over there for me, please. Oh boy. Alright, I will wrap it up here. Looks like it's going to split up into two separate choices. So when we come back, we will see where these decisions branch off to. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you then. Later.